A lot of people, including myself, are starting to quit AI OFM, right? And that's simply because of the way the space is, right? It's not the same as what it used to be 2 years ago. And so many people, I've seen lots of gurus quitting, lots of people who I know, just everyone is simply quitting because of how much the space has changed over the past 2 years. And specifically in the past 6 months, right? It's changed so unbelievably much in the past 6 months that the space is just becoming awful. And it's a lot harder to actually succeed for a few facts, right? So the first one is the amount of competition there is, right? Back when I first started, you actually had to learn a skill, right? You had to learn Comfy UI, which was AI, the best AI open source. You had to learn marketing, chat, and everything, right? You had to learn everything. But now, all the AI apps are literally just websites. You go into a website, click what you want, and it generates. So it's a lot easier to actually generate a model what's high quality. Back 2 years ago when I started, the people who had good quality and the people who succeeded were the ones who put hours upon hours into Comfy UI, right? Which is what I done. I literally bought a course on Comfy UI to the point where I was more or less one of the best people at it. I had the best model in 2 years ago. My model was literally insane. But now everyone's got quality what's absolutely amazing and everyone's model looks really high quality. And because the space has got easier, obviously the barrier to entry is a lot lower, which means a bunch of people have just flooded the market, right? And they flooded the market with complete bullshit, basically, right? They've all made more or less the exact same model. The model's got nothing special about it, no branding, no niche, no nothing, right? They've literally just went on the website, generated a bog standard model and pumped out a shit ton of marketing, right? And this has affected the market for many reasons, right? So for one, obviously there's more AI content out there, people are getting more aware about it, and it's literally just like, even like subs on OnlyFans, right? Or FanView, whatever website one about. The subs now even start to realise AI models, right? But back then, you could more or less play it off as like, obviously you had to disclose that you were AI, but back then people didn't really know because it was so unbelievably new, right? If you had decent quality, none of these subs or no one on Instagram or other marketing sources had no idea that your model was AI. But now that the market's flooded, everyone's seeing the AI bullshit, right? And the sick of it, it's AI slop. We can all agree, right? If you scroll on Instagram now, you can literally just see a bunch of AI models where it's replica videos and it's just videos what's being repeated one after another, and you can see like 10 of them in a row. Everyone's seen all the AI slop and no one enjoys it now, so it made it harder to actually market and bring in subs what don't know your model's AI. If you are enjoying the video so far, please make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to join the Telegram. It's about AI OFM, but it's more or less normal OFM now, but make sure to join it. So on top of all that, what makes it a lot harder is AI restrictions are getting a lot tighter, right? So this is for FanView, Instagram, any other marketing source, they're just getting a shit ton stricter, right? Like recently, FanView's more or less just destroyed itself. No one likes FanView now, and the probably's fucked now, right? But basically, back in my day, on FanView, on Instagram, there was more or less no AI protocol. There was no stoppage of saying you can't post this, you can't do that, right? On FanView, you had to say my content is AI enhanced, or you could just make up some bullshit excuse, right? So mine was always, oh, I'm in college and I don't want my teacher to find out I'm on FanView, so I use AI, right? You could always just use these little loopholes where it seems like you only use AI to slightly modify it, but now on FanView you have to completely disclose it, right? On every single post, in your bio, in your chat, just all this stuff, right? You have to completely disclose it, which of course it ruins the fantasy for more subs, and it just makes it so subs are more aware that you're AI and they are talking to an AI model, basically, right? Which of course you can imagine it's going to destroy the amount of money what you can make on FanView. Because back a year ago, 2 years ago, you could more or less get away with it, right? If your content was good, like I said, you could get away with being AI and no one would have suspicion. Or you could squeeze enough money out of them until the point they actually realise it. And on top of that, on Instagram, you have to put your content is AI generated as well, right? Or you get banned. A bunch of AI models recently have been absolutely wiped off because they didn't put their content as AI, and of course it was AI. Like accounts that just got shadow banned where what had 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 followers and was getting millions of views every single month, just wiped out and people's businesses completely destroyed. So the baseline of things is that AI OFMs literally went from like the best opportunity what anyone's ever saw to just complete slop now, right? It's complete shit. I wouldn't say it's impossible to do. I just believe the market's been destroyed basically by the amount of people what came in and the new laws and the new things what's being put in place to stop AI models from posting and succeeding, right? Like the thing is you have to be incredibly unique and you have to put in a lot of effort, like a lot more than what you had to 2 years ago in order to actually just make a few $1,000s, which of course, in my opinion, it's not worth it, right? The next step, what I believe everyone in EI OFM should be moving on to, is just normal OFM, right? Straight up normal OFM, right? If you succeeded in EI OFM, you clearly have the skills to market, you clearly have the chatting skills. All you need to do is get clients and just learn to communicate with them, right? And put your EI OFM skills into normal OFM. And that's the shift what I believe a lot of people should be making, and that's the shift I'm making myself, because I think it is more or less the best opportunity to do. Of course, if you have good EI skills, you can go into literally anything, or you could just completely shift business model. But if you've learned marketing, you've learned 18 plus, all this stuff, right, you may as well put it to use into a niche, what's going to actually like generate a bunch of money, which is OFM, like normal OFM, because that's going to be alive forever, right? Men are always going to buy porn, they're always going to be losers, and porn's always going to be out there, while AI is going to continue to get stricter and stricter, and a bunch more people are going to come in and just flood the market even more, to the point where it's more or less impossible to make $1,000 a month using AI. So anyways, that is my perspective on AI OFM and the whole situation. I don't think it is worth doing right now at the end of 2026, because it's getting destroyed, right? It's probably going to get worse and worse. Of course, you can keep doing it as long as you're unique and you keep following the rules and you don't get banned and you know how to chat and everything else, right? It's going to work out, obviously, but to do all that, it's such a hassle for the little return what you're actually going to get. Like these you might be able to make a few $1,000s at most until your Instagram gets banned or subs find out that you're an AI model, so they stop paying you. A bunch of hiccups, right? But anyways, that's my opinion. If you have enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe and follow the Telegram, or follow me on Instagram if you've got any questions. But that is all. See ya.